Hey, it's Jessica, and I'm here with the Gerbils, who are kind of asleep. Sophie's poking her head out. You can see it right there. I just wanted to talk about the Gerbils, and I just cleaned their cage yesterday, so that's why there's less bedding on this side, because they end up fluffing it up, and the more hay I give them, the more it goes up, so I start them off with a little bit lower. This side's always higher, though. So there's Sophie. And I did give them a whole bunch of hay yesterday, but you can't tell. It's pretty much gone. So I'm just going to do a general, this is like a general care to video for Gerbils. First things first, which is what I've been seeing a lot on YouTube and everything, is people buying just one Gerbil and not a pair or a trio or even four, whatever. Don't ever just get one Gerbil. They are social, they live in pairs, they need to live in pairs. They can actually get lonely, and it can actually hurt their lifespan when they're alone. So you should at least get two, more the better. The hard thing is with pet stores, sometimes they'll only have one, or if you're adopting, sometimes a rescue will only have one, because I've actually seen that on my, there was one gerbil. Actually, they had two gerbils, but they had them separated, and that was the weird thing. I didn't know why they didn't have them together, but maybe they weren't like brothers or sisters. I can't remember the sex. I think they were female, so I didn't know. And they were up for adoption, and I was like, why would you just adopt one? You know, that's the hard thing. Just like if you're at a pet store and they only have like 3 at the pet store, you should responsibly buy all 3. Don't leave one left alone. That means we'll probably be stuck alone for life, and that's not fun. So when I bought these girls, there was a bunch. There was like 7 or 8, and I only got 3. So I was gonna get 2. The only reason why we got 3 was because Pat wanted the agouti looking one, and I didn't really, so I was like, fine, we'll get 3. There has been talk about you shouldn't have like trios and girls because sometimes they declan, but mine have been no problem. Maddie's have had no problem. She has 3 also like me, so I don't know what the big problem is there. Boy supposedly is okay though. Also, if you do have like a lone gerbil, you can try to pair it up with a new gerbil. What you would do is the split tank method. And that is you'd be splitting a tank in half with mesh. You have to make sure it's like mesh. It can't be something that's solid, because the whole point is so that they smell each other. And so you'd keep one of each gerbil on each side, and I think it's like, what, after a week or 2, you switch them, so they're getting used to each other's scents and all that. And then hopefully they can be together and live together. If not, you can always leave them in the split tank, and at least they have a buddy. They can't fight because of the mesh or whatever that you have splitting the cage, but at least, you know, they are kind of together. It's better than just being completely alone. Also is caging. Don't buy like a hamster cage. They need something where they can hold deep bedding. In a hamster cage, they have bars, and then they'll spill out the bars, and that'll be annoying. So they'll most likely be climbing all over the bars, and that could be annoying too, depending on when you have the cage. You want a tank, or a bin. Some people do bins, but I don't like the idea of plastic, just because gerbils are known to be chewers, and they can chew their plastic bins. People are coming home downstairs, so you'll hear that. So yes, they are known to chew. If they can find a spot to chew in a plastic bin, they will. Yeah, wake up. You guys are boring. So, yeah, that is another thing. Also the size. They're not like hamsters where they need a huge tank. Apparently, there's actually a thing where if they have too much room, they can declan. That can cause a declan. So what will happen is one might start not sleeping with the others. And you don't want that. They should always be sleeping together. Actually, having one not sleeping together or 2 is a sign of something going on. Sign of maybe a declan. So, because I have seen people using the Detox for gerbils, and it's only like 2 or 3. I think that's way too big. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I personally wouldn't do it. First of all, I've seen it where they don't have a lid, so you're just asking for them to escape. Yes, they're small, but they can jump. They have the powerful back legs, plus since they have to have deep bedding, that makes it higher up, and also they can rearrange the whole cage, where all the bedding will be on that one side. And when they do that, they'll definitely be able to jump over that IKEA detail. So you need to, at least, if you're going to do the detail, you need to build yourself a top. It can be done, I've seen people do it, so. And I think I'd have more than like 2 or 3 gerbils at that point. I'd probably have a group of males. But I'd be careful with too big. Too big could be a bad thing. My 29 gallon was nice because of how tall it was, but it was, like I take this whole tank down myself when I clean it, and the 29's too heavy. I can't move it with the height. It is like at least 6 inches taller, and in glass that's really heavy. So that's why I put them back in this. Plus the dimensions are the same. It's just the height. 29's taller. They technically the lowest rule is 5 gallons per gerbil. That's why you can technically do 2 in a 10 gallon, but I wouldn't do that. I would do 2 in a 20 long. You could do toppers on a 10 though, that does help. It's hard to find toppers in this dimension, so I don't have a topper. Which is why I have my wheels hung upside down, so they don't get knocked over. They still bury them, and they still run on them somehow. And I see Edie, but you can't see her. She's down there, and she's so black you can't see her. So yeah, that is basically I've been seeing online, and it's been bugging me that these people have them in their detox without a lid, because I just think that's silly. You definitely don't want any plastic toys. Everything needs to be wood. The wheels can be plastic because yes, it's hard. You know, the metal wheels are usually not safe because of the mesh. So that's the exception to the rule is the wheels. But you definitely don't want anything else plastic. Everything else needs to be wood. Food bowls shouldn't even be plastic. This is ceramic. Logs. Burying stuff is the best thing for them. That's when they like this big log thing. It's buried. This they like. It's almost falling apart. You have to run through it. When you talk about water bottles, you're definitely going to want one with a guard. I suggest the Bell bottle because it's a nice size. It's small. It keeps it higher up. But basically anything with a metal guard so they can't chew it, because they probably will. There's Sophie. Isa must be sleeping. Oh, I see Isa. She's waking up. So the sand bath is up there where Sophie is. And I don't have my good sand anymore. I'm out of it, so I've got this Super Pet sand. Chinchilla sand. It's not dust, at least, but still, I don't like it. It's very dirty sand. But it's that or nothing. So, I have... So you don't even have to have a sand bath, but I like to keep it in there for them, because they will sometimes make it a potty. And they are from the desert, so they do like to be able to bathe in it. If you're not going to leave a sand bath in their cage, you could definitely put one in weekly so they can use it and then take it out. I do also have my thing that Stephanie from Sherwood Small Pets gave me in here. I buried it. I didn't put all this fluff in it. I must have done that. But yeah, things like this. You can use toilet paper tubes or whatever. Just bury it in the bedding, and then they'll either tunnel through it or chew on it, or both. Looks like they haven't chewed on it yet. Like I said, it just got put in though yesterday, so as you can see it's a log with a whole bunch of holes they can run through. And they should be able to fit in that fine. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this back where it was. It was totally like on the ground. There. I know, I'm ruining your cage, guys. Ah! Ah! You're attacking. Hmm? So I thought they would like that, but I don't know if they've even run through it yet. I don't know. Can't see it, so can't tell. Sophie keeps running up and down. Hey, Sophie, can I catch you? Probably not with one hand, even though I've done it before. It's easy to catch them when they're eating. I always put the food bowl up here, and it's the safest spot. They will add shavings to it like this, but they won't knock it off or bury it. Because they will bury their bowl if you just have it placed like on the bedding. It will get buried, which annoys me, so that was my solution, and it just kind of worked. But yeah, definitely lots of chew sticks, whatever, raw wood, twigs, like this. This is willow, raw wood, basically anything. Anything with it they can chew, they will like. But you'll need a lot. Like, I just gave them all that chew stuff yesterday, and basically almost every like 2 days or 3 days you'll have to give them new stuff to chew on. So buying cheap, maybe unattractive wood stuff is also good for them, because if it's cute, they're just going to ruin it. So I bought these, which are still technically cute, but there's a lot of them. It's the Living World nibblers. You get like 2 of each kind of fruit or vegetable, whatever these are. I think it was like $5, but there's a lot in here, and I've just been throwing those in every few days. And they've been chewing it. They have one right now. It's a carrot. I think I saw it. There it is. See? They've already started. This had stuff on it, and they finished it within a day, so I don't know why I still have this here, but whatever. No, Sophie, what you doing? She's been out a lot. She's usually not out in my other videos. Yeah, you're the one that's usually not out. So basically that is my big issues with gerbils is don't buy just one. It's not a hamster. It's actually more fun this way. I think it's more fun having 2 or 3 housed together. Make sure your enclosure is a tank, escape proof. You need a lid. If it's a bin, don't mesh the sides. I would just mesh the top, and you'd be fine. But you do have to be careful to make sure they don't chew through it. Wheels are tricky. Silent spinners work. Males grow a bit bigger than females, so you might have to upgrade with a male. You can do comfort wheels. They might chew on it though, because it's more of a softer plastic than a silent spinner. But whatever. You just watch it. And then food, it's almost like a hamster. You're gonna get like, I have a pellet, Living World green pellets for hamsters and gerbils in here. And then I have hamster food, gerbil food mixed together. So that's a pellet. Right now I'm using Vitacraft Vitasmart. But I'm almost out of that, and I can't buy that locally, so I'm gonna have to do something. I do have some Gerbil. And I can't order anything right now because I don't have the money to pay for shipping. I'm gonna have to buy something locally until I can order more Gerbil. Because the Vitasmart I bought in Ottawa, but I stocked up on it. I bought like 3 bags of the hamster and 3 bags of the gerbil. And I just mix it up for the gerbils and the hamsters. Because the food that's labeled gerbil is actually higher protein than the hamster one. Because hamsters need more protein than gerbils, which confused me at first. But yeah, hamsters need like, what, 19%? 18%? 17 is like the lowest. While gerbils at the highest is 16%. Gerbil food only has 16%. The pellets that I have from Living World Green are only 16%, so that works. But the Vitacraft, Vitasmart, gerbil, mouse and rat food is 17%, so it's a bit high for gerbils. So that's why I usually give that to the hamsters. And the gerbils get the hamster food, which is confusing. So you're just going to want to look for good food. Nothing with too much like sugar. If it has molasses, you're not going to want it. Seeds, they like seeds. Of course you can give them some vegetables. They've been getting bell pepper from me. They like radicchio, so I've been giving them that as well. They did get a little bit of strawberry the other day from me, so that's why I haven't given them anything in a while. Because it's only been 2 days since that. So yeah, we will see. Oh, that was Isa. A quick Isa. What are you doing? Where's Isa, Sophie? So yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. I know it's hard to find gerbil information, that's why I don't talk about gerbil care too often. Even on the gerbil forum that I go on, they don't talk about it too much. Here's Isa. I wanted to do this video earlier, but they were completely asleep then, so I waited. So yeah, there's Pat's Isa. She's just the like agouti type. So you can see mine have stayed pretty fit. I think maybe because I have 2 wheels, but they're not definitely not overweight. I'm not gonna say they're too skinny either. No, they're not emaciated or anything, but they're fit. They do run hard. That's what I have to tell you. So you're gonna want a silent spinner, something silent, or you're gonna drive yourself nuts if it's in your bedroom. They're not like hamsters. They have the powerful back legs, and it's like a jump run that they do. So it's kind of crazy. And you'll be searching hard online if you are interested in gerbils, because there's not a lot of information on gerbils online that I'm confident about. Like, you find all this information, but you don't know if it's accurate or any good. So there's a gerbil forum, but it's not as active as other forums. So sometimes that's frustrating. And I will shut up now. It's been forever. So thanks for watching, and bye-bye.